And we're live. Welcome to the lyrical scene. It's your girl Lily, and I have my girl Sassy here with me.
Hi, it's me. It's me, Sassy, you guys.
Yeah, so Sassy is actually a guest for this week because Tammy is out of town, but she will be back, of course. But I had to get my girl Sassy here because I just feel like she is everything and more when it comes to an artist, when it comes to the fashion scene, when it comes to DJing. Like, I feel like you're just an overall quaintrelle of the city.
I love it. Thank you.
I used the SAT word on y'all. A quaintrelle.
I'm like, okay, vocab.
Go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and Google it.
Well, thank you. That was a warm welcome. I love it.
Yes. Okay, so on to the throwback of the week. So for some reason, I wake up some mornings with random songs in my head, and I don't even know why I have these random songs. Mm-hmm. There's no rhyme or reason to them. God just be dropping like random songs in my spirit early in the morning.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Monica's Knock Knock featuring Missy Elliott was like on my heart so heavy like 2 days ago.
It's a forever bop.
It is. And you know what? I completely forgot that she had a video for it. And I watched the video. Like,
I love it.
And it was like
is that the one with the glass elevator? I can't tell because it was like that was so gone. That might have been so gone.
Yeah, that was so gone. The one this Knock Knock had which Missy wasn't even in this one. I thought she was, but like I said, I completely forgot about this.
I remember watching it.
But yeah, she was just in the house. Like, it was an all glass house, and it was old boy Derek Luke was the Yep, Antoine
Man,
Fisher.
I used to love him. Oh my
Antoine
god,
Antoine Fisher.
Fine.
Yeah, he was her video vixen or whatever. And you know, one thing I have to say about early 2000 videos is that every single one of them was a party or it was a club.
Listen,
scene.
I was here for it. Like, I wanted to be there. Like, give me a vibe. I feel like that's what's missing.
Everything was a vibe. I'm like, man, no wonder I'm so partied out. Because that's all we did in the early 2000s was go to the club, go to the party scenes, all of that. And I'm like, we don't do none of that no more. Like, these young kids don't know what they missing.
Well, the vibe is different. The culture is a little different in the club, I feel like.
That's very true.
Depending on the club you go to. Like, I feel like I'm more of a lounge girl.
Yeah.
But looking at what the club is now, like the hookah club, is like, oh, that's never been me. It's never been it for me, so.
Is hookah club a thing? Like,
I feel like it's creeping. I feel like it's creeping here. Like, I know that's an Atlanta thing.
I know they do it.
It may be Houston but I feel like I'm noticing them popping up here.
Yeah. But
I don't know if they're quite as big here as they are in Atlanta. But I don't know.
When I was in DC, like, you go to a spot that has hookah and food, but it's not like a club atmosphere at all. It's just like a lounge type of, you sit down, you have little finger foods maybe here and there, but it was a hookah lounge where you just sit and relax and you chill with your friends and you smoke hookah and you have a little drink and a little bite to eat. But it wasn't like a full-fledged club.
The ones I've seen people be twerking and everything. I was like, oh, this is what,
don't twerk,
this
baby,
what we
because
doing?
what if you hit that coal and knock it over and it set something on fire with all that ass shaking? Like.
But like I said, I wasn't there, so I don't know what it is for real.
I'm like, hookah just be everywhere now, and I'm like, Lord.
I bought a hookah a long time ago. I feel like I used it up for a month and threw it in the trash. Like, well.
I don't think I ever. I never purchased a hookah. I know my brothers had one at one point in time. They had a hookah, but I never purchased one.
It didn't live up to the hype for me. It was like, I'll just, smoke weed, I guess. Like, never mind. It was too much.
I went and bought one of them plastic cup hookahs.
Oh, no, I had
they be selling at the store with the little plastic. Listen, had a whole panic attack. I was hyperventilating like.
It's too much.
I just can't, because sometimes I hit them too hard, but I really think it was the plastic, because like when I do them any other time, I don't be having no panic attacks. But anyway,
I don't know.
The Knock Knock song.
I know. I'm like, what were we talking about?
Right. It was deep in my spirit, and I had to go back and watch the video and just look at how young Monica was and like the whole party vibe of the video. And I was like, okay, all right. I completely forgot about this video. I was like, did she make a video? And I had to Google it. I had to go on YouTube and see that she actually did do a video for it. So.
Yep, that's a bop. And like that video, and what's the one before that? The First Night. Like, I can make a move, but I won't.
Hey,
she had bops. That's my one.
Monica, I know back in the day they used to try to pit like Brandy and Monica against each other, but I was here for both of them.
Yeah, they not the same.
They're not the same. They're very much different, but like they're their own vibe. Like I really can't say I like one over the other.
Yeah, I feel like Brandy just had a little more of a boho edge, and Monica was like the more hood edge, and that might be why they didn't quite mesh.
Right.
It might be some friction there, but it was a different vibe to me. I like them both.
Yeah, I love both of them. Mm-hmm. But I will say though that that early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, like scene for R&B, it was such a variety back then. Like you really didn't have to choose.
For sure.
It was so much going on. Now I feel like it's just like it's more like, okay, this is the people that we want you to be interested in this season. Yeah. And then we'll introduce more people. And if you want to really look for some good talent, you got to dig underground.
Yeah, I think you just really have to work for your music these days, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like back in the day, like, especially like late 80s, early 90s, I don't even want to say late 90s, but there was just a wider variety of music on mainstream radio. Yeah. So you didn't have to, like, the same music that you were seeing on the videos or whatever on, what was it, The Boxer, what have you. Come on, like, right. Like, that was going to be on the radio, but now, like, you're just going to get whatever artists are being pushed, like, whatever artists they want us to consume. Are being played on the radio, and every now and then they'll give you a little sprinkle of something fresh and new. But even if they do that, you just might get it for a couple weeks and it disappears, and they back to playing the same 5 songs. So.
Man, because like I'm still a purist. I still like listening to the radio, although I know the radio nowadays is just terrible because, like you said, they play the same.
Yeah, I still listen to it. I like to know what's hot, like what's popping.
Me too. But also, I feel like it's programming, like literally, like they just tell you what to like. They play it over and over again and get you to like it
every hour.
Oh my goodness, and I just can't with it. And like I like listening to The Breakfast Club in the morning, but I mostly just for their commentary. Yeah. But when they play the same song, I turn it off so quick. I'm like, if I hear SZA snooze one more time.
Yeah, and
if I hear that all my life,
I hate that so much. I don't like that kind of music.
No,
I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but whatever that kind of rap that is. I don't like that. Yeah, like, that's not whoever's making those beats like that, like, ding, ding, like that. It's like a baby nursery music they like to start.
Like
I hate that shit.
The hood. Like, it's the type of music.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'm grown.
Like
I'm an adult.
I've never liked music like that.
I've never liked it.
The only song that worked for me was Trick Daddy, baby, cause I'm a thug. Oh,
yeah. That's a bop, but even that.
That's the only one I like with kids in it. That was kind of like one of those kiddie songs, but it was hip hop.
It's about that was a good beat. Yeah. Like that was a good beat. But even that, like I'm not getting in my car. Like I need to hear I'm a thug right now. Like I'm just not. It's gonna be nan nigga for me every time.
It's just for me if I hear it out and I'm like, okay, I'm a thug.
Or what's that other one? The one with him and CeeLo.
What, Trick Daddy and CeeLo?
Wasn't that Trick Daddy and CeeLo? I can hear it in my head. Sugar on my tongue.
Oh, you know.
Ooh, you ain't like that?
No.
Ooh, that was my. I love CeeLo. I don't know. I love CeeLo,
but I just couldn't take that song. It's just.
Now it's in my head. I'm like,
right. Of course, I know the song, but you always know the songs you really didn't like. You know,
yeah, I like that one better than I'm a Thug. It was okay.
I like I'm a Thug. You know,
it's cool. I forgot about it. I'm like, I forgot about it just now. And it's gonna be stuck in my head too. Like, well.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay, so as you can see when you walked in, I was watching Dynasty.
Yeah. Nothing but the classics.
Nothing but the classics. Okay, like so I was telling Sassi earlier that I remember watching it. You know, with my grandmother, with I think my mom used to watch it. Certain like aunties and stuff, they all used to watch it, but. I was young. I didn't know none of the storylines. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that it was, you know, so all these rich women and these rich men, and, you know, they had drama. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to actually start to actually watch the show as an adult to see, you know, if it really, you know, was worth all the hype. But this first episode, first of all the episodes are long as hell. They're like
were they
40,
hour?
50, they're like 40, 50 minutes.
And then they had their commercials and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, God dang. And the very first one is like an hour and a half long. It took me damn near all day to get through that.
See, that's what I'm used to. That's why I be mad at Issa Rae. Like, what are these 30-minute episodes? I'm used to Dynasty, baby.
Then that's what made me be like, man, that's probably why we can't stand these little 30-minute episodes with, these...
And it's really the commercials, too. Like, we gotta...
True, but... It's 30 minutes, and then it's only like 8 episodes. Versus like they used to do 15, 16, 17, 20 episodes.
Man, the seasons used to be so long. You would look, I'm like, why? It's 40 episodes in a season? That's crazy.
Exactly. And now you only getting like maybe 8 to 10 episodes, 8 to 10. Half an hour episodes. And it's like, okay, dang.
It's the creativity.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do much for Dynasty, I guess. They was just slapping people and throwing drinks in people's faces.
Wait, it was Real Housewives back in the 80s with Dynasty?
But see, honestly, that's my theory. I feel like because shows like Dynasty and All My Children, like the whole soap opera era, because those shows are gone, I feel like reality shows are what killed those shows. Reality shows are nothing but soap operas. Like most of them are scripted anyway with a like sprinkle of reality. So, yeah, I feel like it's the same thing. So when people talk smack about reality, I'm like, it's a soap opera. It's the same. Soap opera. It's General Hospital, baby.
Same
like,
thing. The same
Married to Medicine is General Hospital.
It's General
No, maybe not. But
oh, my goodness, no. Yeah, that's a lot worse. But
no, Grey's Anatomy.
Right, Grey's Anatomy.
No.
But no, you're right. But, I mean... I just figured, since I was such a child back then, I was like, let me get into this storyline with Dynasty and see what the tea was, because all the ladies back then was up on it, okay? But like I told you earlier, I'm really watching it to get into Diane Carroll's season.
Yeah, it was all about the fashion for me. Like, even then, like, I feel like I was a child, so I definitely don't remember storylines, but I was all about the furs and like the silk dresses and pumps. Like, yes, like that was adulthood and sophistication.
It was
in my mind.
Yes, you know what?
I'm like, that's how a 40-year-old should be dressing.
Period.
Look at me now. Like, no, not even close.
Oh, Lord. But you know what? I did say I had me and my themed brunches and parties and stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to do like a spring, like Dynasty themed, like high tea. And like have everybody like dress up in like their furs.
I had a Dynasty party back in the day. We had a Diane, what was it? Diane Carroll versus... what's the white lady's name?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I told you I just started.
Yeah, whatever her name is. We did like a verses and just played like 80s, like R&B. And, like, it was a lot.
You did a verses before verses was a thing?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Everybody was. It's Detroit. Everybody was doing verses stuff. Those Prince versus Michael parties used to be lit. That was a day. That was a time. But... yeah, the fashion back then was top tier. The music in that era, like it just was like opulence, just rich, like opulence, baby. Furs, silk, satin, high-end hotel, champagne.
Right. It's a shame for me for it to be a mostly Caucasian cast, and the way they be shading each other about being rich and poor. Oh my goodness! Yeah. I was like, yes. This is like Game of Thrones of the 80s. Like, I gotta...
No, I kind of want to watch it just to hear the business jargon, because I'm curious to know how what kind of terms they're throwing around.
Carrington Oil, honey, is the monopoly, okay? And he out here shutting people's businesses down as far as what I watched on the first episode. So I'm like, also, that's the tycoon, okay? Mm-hmm. He's monopolizing the oil business. He the one that's worth $200 million, marrying the old commoner. And, it's so much. And it was a scene, girl. I was cracking up. So, I guess the ex boyfriend of the fiance was like sent away off in the Middle East to dig oil for Mr. Carrington. Mm-hmm. And on the day that he brought him back to the States and back to his office, the fiance was there, so they ended up meeting up like face to face. And she was walking out of his office, he was walking in. So she got mad. She was like, "Did you set me up? Are you trying to get me to prove my love?" And oh my God! So she leaves and she's like, "I'm going home." And so she went back to her apartment. Child, she called a taxi back to her apartment. He was like, "You can at least take your car." She was like, "It's not my car. It says Carrington on the deed." And I was like,
"Ooh, I know that's right."
So she went back to her apartment, child. This man sent he bought out a whole flower shop And she opened the door, and all these servants bringing in all these bouquets of flowers. And then you see him at the end, and she like, I was like, girl, you easy.
See, this is my problem today.
I was like,
I'm like, where are the flowers?
but see, in my mind, I'm like, I don't want all these damn flowers in my house. Who gonna clean this up? I can't even sit down on my couch. When I sit down
I know, I'll be mad too.
Living room, I was like,
maybe that's where that scene in Brown Sugar came from, didn't it?
Probably. Get this out of here. Water all these flowers. Who gonna throw them away when they die? Like,
give them to my friends. Like, flowers for everyone.
I mean, it was so many different bouquets. It was even one little bouquet of like white carnations that was in the shape of a puppy dog. I was like, oh, yeah, that's so extra.
Like, come on.
But then, so he was like, he was like, I'm so sorry, I'm guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. And so the writing is it's so poetic. I love it. But he was like, can we please discuss over dinner? So she was like, okay. So she gets in the car. They in the limo on their way. He's like, oh, what do you want to eat? She was like, I don't want anything rich and fancy. She was like, I just want Chinese food. And so he was like, okay, that's fine. I'll see you get Chinese. Child, why they pull up to a jet on a...
That's what I'm talking about. See?
I was like, he about to take her to China?
This is why I want to be treated this way.
But no.
I blame...
They flew to the bay.
Dominique Devereaux.
Right.
She did this to me.
Right. But no, they flew to the bay. And he took it to like this Chinese. He was like, what? He was like, you said you wanted somewhere cheap. And he was like, we're both going to eat and we're not going to spend nothing over $20. And she was like, but did we have to fly here though? But it was so cute. I was like, okay, that's money.
Yeah, you're going to make me watch it now. I'm like,
you have to.
Fantasizing.
Yes.
I need it.
Okay.
We're manifesting. Find China.
Right. As you can see,
I know.
When I find China, my
come on.
Cheerio.
Come through, goblets, or what are these? I need to learn the fancy terms for champagne glasses.
Oh, these are called IKEA flutes.
Like, is that Swedish? What is that?
IKEA. Shoot, but these were cute. I was like, oh, they got a little vintage little style.
I need that Solange. Have you seen Solange's glassware?
Her vintage glassware. I was like, that's nice.
I need to see the price tag. How much are they? Did you look? I didn't even look at it.
There was no way to look at the price tag. I was not about to do that.
It's market price.
I was not about to have her call me broke while sitting in my bed. I wasn't going to
They might have a sale.
Right.
Wherever they are.
Girl, are these going to be in IKEA? If not, then I'm not even going to look at the price.
Well, these cute. I like them.
Thank you, girl. I think it was like $6.99 for a pack of 4.
Let me go back. We need an IKEA date.
Oh, yeah. I love IKEA.
I need to go back and look around.
Right. But I'm not even going to go off on that tangent. But, yeah. So, you've never seen fried green tomatoes?
Okay. Like, it's definitely been playing in the background. Okay. So, who is in that? Like, what's the premise? Because it's like, I know I've seen it. But it's like, all I can think of it's white ladies
Kathy
for
Bates.
sure. Okay. Kathy Bates.
And her husband... In the beginning of the film, they go to visit his aunt in a what they call them? Old folks home.
I was like asylum. No, okay, so nursing home or whatever.
In a nursing home.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh Lord, not an old folks home.
No.
A nursing home. They go to visit the auntie, but the aunt is mean. She don't want to see Kathy. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Movie, but she don't want to see her, so she ends up going out into like the main living area. And this other old woman comes over to her and sits down and starts talking to her. And that's when the story unfolds. She starts telling her the story.
Okay.
Just randomly, the story of, her life. But she doesn't know it's her life until the end of the movie because she finds out that she's one of the people that she was talking about in the movie. Because she had a completely different name than what her actual name was. She told her a completely different name. But anyway, it was about the Whistle Stop. The Whistle Stop, does that ring a bell? No. Okay. The Whistle Stop Cafe that her and her friend owned.
That sounds familiar, but that
we
got a whistle. But I'm like, because we got a Whistle Stop. Right? Is that what it's named after?
Yes.
I had no idea.
You know what? I had seen fried green tomatoes before. Never even put that together. Oh, that's where they got that name from. That's so cute. And the one in Birmingham is actually right by some train tracks because one of the movies is by train tracks too. And I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, this actually by the train tracks.
All right, well that made me want to go again. I'm like, I had no idea.
Specifically before their Parmesan crusted grits to die for.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
I don't know how they do it. I be trying to do it at home and I don't know how they do it. But shout out to the Whistle Stop.
That'll be my next one.
But yeah, they their specialty is fried green tomatoes, of course. But the main story is I can't remember nobody's names, but
white lady number 3
white
was
lady number 1 She was like a tomboy. It was her.
Okay, yeah.
And her brother was killed on the train tracks, and her friend also witnessed it. His foot got stuck because they were all walking along the water. The girl's hat flew off into the train tracks. He went down there to go get it, and his foot got caught in between like the groove.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like that sounds familiar, and I probably saw that and cut it off. Like, oh, this is depressing.
Probably
like,
so.
That'd be me. Like, oh no.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I see where this is going.
But eventually, her and the other girl become like the best of friends later on down the line, and they open a Whistle Stop Cafe. She helps the girl. The girl got married to this abusive man. Yeah, so she went to save her from the abusive husband, and they opened up the Whistle Stop Cafe, and they was raising a baby, and they had black people that was working for them, not as their servants. You know, back then,
there were black people there.
But of course, there was an undertone of racism because the KKK came and they was whipping on one of the black guys that worked there. It was just a lot.
What year was it supposed to be in? Was it supposed to be in the 80s?
Oh
no, it can't be. Like, in the 80s, but yeah, it came out in the 80s. But it was set.
I think it was set in like the. I want to say it was set in like maybe the 50s.
You know what? I don't think I really saw it then. Like, I feel like I'm hyper aware of it.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, it's barely. I'm like, I barely remembered it.
It's such a good movie, but it's funny because.
If it's that, I mean, I need to watch it now. That's a movie I would put on where I'm like, okay, I want to cry right now.
Yeah.
Like, because I usually don't want to cry.
It is, but that movie,
it's not that emotional.
It has its sad moments. Don't get me wrong. Like, it has a few of them, but it's not like cry worthy to me. Like Steel Magnolias made me boohoo. Like, every time I watch it, I get a little choked up watching Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, I feel more familiar with that. Than,
yeah. But Fried Green Tomatoes doesn't really choke me up.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a really good movie though.
I might have to get into that. Did they remake that one too? I know they was remaking everything.
That's a good question. I don't think they did.
Because they redid Steel Magnolias,
they did.
Right? Okay.
Have you seen the black version? I like the black version.
You said you do or you don't?
I do.
Who was in that one?
Felicia Rashad. I want to say Queen Latifah. What's her name? What's that other black woman's name? Oh, Lord Jesus, Lord, what's her name?
Not Nia Long, though. Nia Long wasn't in it. Who was in it? I remember hearing about it being remade, but I didn't see it.
It was so good, though. Who played, what was her name? Deezer, the mean old lady. Mm-hmm. I can't remember all of them, but yeah.
Okay, I'll put that on the list.
I could Google it, but yeah.
I'll watch it.
The black version was really, really, really good, but okay. I like both equally. Like sometimes you see remakes and you're like, I don't know about that. Yeah. But both of them were equally really okay. Good. But yeah, Fried Green Tomatoes is a good thing. It's a good movie. I think you would like it.
Okay, I'm gonna get into it. I need something. I'm running out of stuff to watch, girl. Nothing left.
Girl, so let's get to the topic that has been nonstop.
What could it be?
Since last Friday at midnight.
I'm fully invested.
When Megan Thee Stallion dropped his, before she dropped it, 24 hours before she dropped it, she said, a hit dog will holler. And that dog
And that
dog been hollering.
It hollered.
She's still hollering. Like, I went on her Instagram last night.
Is she still?
Nikki was still talking.
Is she on live or what's she doing?
Not on live, but she's still taking jabs. She's still posting about her. And
Nikki.
So upset.
If she don't go to the Young Money Studios and shut up, like I don't believe she put out that horrible
1 foot, 2 foot, red foot, blue
oh
foot.
My God!
Going in on.
Ooh, the memes! I'm dying.
What?
It's the monologue. It's the evil monologue for me. That's what set it up. He was like,
have children who come from your womb.
Like, come on, Disney villain.
Like, girl,
you better give it to me.
Did you see the video on TikTok?
That was my favorite. Like, I had to repost that one. I was like, this was giving. I'm like, come on, the bats come out.
Baby, when I tell you TikTok gave her a time.
I enjoyed it.
They worked her over. Gave Nikki the business. It was so many TikTok videos that just had me cackling from the way they was going in on Nikki. I'm like, geez,
like,
girl.
it's like part of me, like, I hope. I know it's probably not the case, but it's like I just hope that's what she was going for. But part of me, just like evil villain, like I want her to be. I hope
she's a character.
Yeah, so. I'm like I hope in her mind she was like, okay, let me give the people.
I I mean, she was giving us Roman.
That's
what she said.
Yeah, that's why
I brought Roman back.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping
Roman
for.
Brought some friends because it was like 80 of y'all.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what she was doing, but I wish she would have done it in a more creative way instead of doing like the dead mom vibe and the. I was like, we could talk about so many other things. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like she didn't put any effort into it. She didn't care.
No, she didn't care.
You didn't care about this beat.
She was just like all bets are off. Like you know, you took a jab, and all bets are off. Understandable, but I feel like the dead mom thing was a low blow.
No, yeah.
Her being shot at. It's like I get it.
It's other things.
Beef is beef when it comes to look. Nobody holds back. Like I remember Drake went at not Drake. Pusha T went at Drake's friend that was like sick from cancer or something like that, and one of his discs. I was just like, damn.
Yeah. No, what's funny? No, have you ever watched like those battle rap competitions or whatever? Yeah. That's what it gives to me. I was like, this ain't nothing but Real Housewives as far as I'm concerned. They just standing there, and that's when you was on the block, and then you hollered at that bitch, and she had crabs. People like, how do y'all know all this information? And your mama put your name on the light bill. Like they have all this information. It just feel like they just they just giving tea.
Like the battle rap
with no beats. but no beats though. No beats. I'm like, why is this acapella? This is spoken word poetry. Yeah. Like so that's what it was giving.
Spoken word beef.
She was like, cut the beat. Your mama's dead.
Like Wild Style in a Wild Cut the
No
beat.
music.
No music.
No music. It was like, okay.
And then like the way she was like on live, like what was she saying over and over again? It was so funny. I was just like, niggas lost it.
Yeah, she had to
on
be
your dead mother. Lying on your dead mother.
You know what it sounded like to me?
On your dead mother. I was like,
I mean, she could been on a coke spiral.
Oh, we know.
But to me, what it felt like maybe I'm trying to justify. I don't even like her like this, so I don't know why I'm trying.
I don't either, but I feel
in my mind, I was imagining her like in the studio trying to work out a song. You know what I mean? Like, when you got a hook and you be like, okay, I mean, I would hate that would be the hook, lying on your dead mama. But that's what it was giving. She's like, okay, how I'm going to make this work? Lying on your dead mama. On your dead mama. Lying on your dead mama. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
No, she was it
was the coke? Oh, okay. It was just
and she was just
got
mad.
it. I was like really trying to be like, well, maybe she in the stew.
That would have been a better bop than what she put out. Lying on your dead mama.
Twerk some.
On your dead mama.
You ain't shit, and you a hoe. What you got to say though?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I was very disappointed, and I've never been like a Nicki fan like that. Like I think she's totally talented. I always thought she could rap. Like her features are like super dope to me.
Her features are like
her features top tier.
Yeah.
Like, but I didn't really get into her for real until this latest album dropped. Like I was excited. Yeah, I really wasn't. But something about this latest album, I was like, oh, let me get into it. And I was really feeling some of the songs. But after this situation, I'm sad. Like I tried to put the album on. It's like,
yeah.
It's not hitting the same. Like I'm disappointed.
Because I do like that Everybody song. Like,
That's my shit.
I think it's so creative. Like the way they chopped and scooted and she wrapped around the Everybody.
And then even she got a few bops on there, and that's a lot for me. Like she's got about 4 or 5 songs, maybe 4. Like maybe 4 songs that I have in my rotation now from this album.
Yeah.
So I was like really impressed, but now like trying to put it on, I'm like, girl, I'm disappointed. Like I wanted you to go in the studio and write for real. Like drop a real diss album. Or not album. Drop a whole fucking I want 30 songs.
It's about to be a whole mixtape at this point.
No, I mean, I want her to really go there, but they need to get in the studio. Where's Drake at? Like, she went in on Drake. Like, forget Nicki. Like, the way that Meg went in on Drake. Thank you. Like, please. I was, yes, please. It's about time. I feel like
he took quite a few jabs at her. So
I feel like no female rappers have they really gone in on Drake? I'm like, they should have. I feel like this is the first time in my mind. I don't know.
Has there ever been like the only male-female beef that I remember is Mariah Carey and Eminem.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Why are you
Obsessed was a bop. And then for her to play Eminem in that goddamn video takes me down till this day. I'm like, you wanted this man to know that you was assassinating his character.
Eminem was beefing with too many women. Christina Aguilera, like, why was he beefing with so many women?
What was Pink beefing with him? I don't know.
Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, he did have a lot of issues with some women's.
Yeah,
but
period. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember, has there been any other, besides, people taking jabs at Meg, but I'm like, I don't really remember any other male-female type,
not on wax.
Not on wax.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that I know of. Like Corrupted and Foxy Brown? No. I don't think, like, probably not, no.
Mm-mm. I'm like, the only one I remember is, Blue Cantrell and Jay-Z.
Did they beef on wax?
Ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild. I mean,
was that supposed to be a bio?
That was the rumor. Now,
you know what? I never even thought about that.
Very loud and wrong because rumors, but it was rumored that she was dating Jay-Z before Beyonce. Well,
yeah, I heard that they were dating, but I never even considered that song was about her.
And they said Song Cry was about her. Was about Blue Cantrell.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still think it's weird that he named his daughter Blue. That's what. That's what gets me.
Like,
there's no way. There's no way in hell.
No, I'm naming my child.
Like, you want to name her what?
It's random cute, that you've been with before me. Like,
it's a no for me.
Yeah.
And is it the same? Is it BLU? Is that how they spell it? No,
that's how she spelled it. But no, their daughter.
They don't spell it.
Yeah. Okay. With an E. Yeah. But part of me still wants to believe that Blue is a nickname. Like, I think she got a real name. Like, I'm not saying Blue's not a real name, but I think she has another name. Like, that's her actual name. Because, I mean, for me, if I was a celebrity, I wouldn't let y'all know none of my children's names. Like, for real names. Like,
I never considered that.
I mean,
so I'm like, do you think Apple's real name is Apple? Or that's a front?
No, her real name is Apple, okay? And she got a sister named Orange and a brother named Banana.
I never even considered that they would do that. That's a good idea.
Was that actress?
I don't know. It's probably Gwyneth Paltrow, somebody like that. I don't know. Somebody like that.
Somebody, yeah.
Whatever.
But I mean, Blue could be her real name, and I think it's a cute name. I'm not. No,
it's cute, Blue, but I just wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's why I'm like.
Like, so you fuck this bitch and then, like, let's run it back. Like,
I feel like Rumi and Sir, like, just like they would say that the presidents, all of their children have like code names, like their real names aren't what we are told their names are. So I tend to think the same thing with celebrities' kids.
I've never heard this. This is all news to me.
Yeah. Like Sasha and Malia.
That ain't their names?
That's what I was told.
Wow.
That's what I was told. That the general public, because for the sake of the children and,
I feel bamboozled. Like, what?
Or it could be the opposite, that they have other names around, like, the security detail or something. Like, they give them different names so people don't know they're referring to them.
I mean, that makes complete sense,
though. Yeah. But I could...
Never thought about it.
Yeah. But that dog was hollering, singing, crying, rapping.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. Like I'm embarrassed for.
And it's like
Nikki.
It's the Barbs for me. Like
they're
responsibility to these crazies. Like at the end of the day, when you say jump, they're gonna be like, how high? Where you want us to jump? Where you want us to land? And what you want us to do after that?
How did Nikki get this following? Like I'm amazed. Cause I think she's dope. I'm not knocking Nikki at all. But it's like her fans are like fierce and crazy.
I really think they're a direct reflection of her personality.
Yeah, I mean that's her energy. It's her energy, but it's just like I remember when she was first coming out and I wasn't really aware of who she was. And people asking me to play like stuff from her mixtape, and I'm like, I don't know who you talking about. But they were like, even back then, they were like, "Oh, Nicki, you got to get up on Nicki Minaj." I was like, oh, "Okay."
That Itty Bitty Piggy was my joint.
Yeah, I was so like hip hopped out, like so I wasn't listening to that at all. So I was in the dark, like who, what?
Yeah, meanwhile,
and then,
I'm in my room like, I
was late. I didn't come on board till like let me see your bedrock and or whatever that was. Bedrock.
Nah, I was late. That was my joint.
I'm late. Like I'm like just now kind of trying to revisit her stuff and get into it.
You call me Whitney. I went to Hill, man. Listen, I'm the baddest in the school.
See, I wish I knew it. I'm mad I wasn't into it.
In my lane. That was my listen. That was flat out to me my favorite song by Nicki, and it was like one of her first ones on one of her old mixtapes. So yeah. But,
yeah, I always like the features. Like I like Monster and Truffle Butter.
Monster, Truffle Butter, Bottoms Up.
You
didn't like that one?
I mean, I think her feature is dope. I just don't listen to. Yeah, I don't listen to Trey Songz.
Well, I don't either,
but her verse was crazy. I love her verse.
Trey Songz at the time was popping, like, so that song was everywhere. So.
I liked.
She made the song to me.
I was so weird. I liked Trey Songz' first song, and that was it.
She was on what's that song with Usher, Lil Freak? I loved her on that song too.
Yeah.
You didn't like that one?
It was okay. Like that wasn't my favorite Usher song. Now that I think that beat was fire though.
Yeah, it was the sample of Stevie.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times, sometimes music hits me late. Like I feel like when it came out, I just wasn't in that vibe. And now, like looking back at stuff, I'm like, I'm in the stuff that I would never have listened to, 10 years ago.
It took me like a year and a half when SZA's album came out to even listen to it, because I was like,
This recent album?
No, her first one, her very first one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, when Control dropped, I was like, I don't get it. But then. But then as soon as I was all late, like I was all late singing them songs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love I love alternative music anyway, but an alternative black girly, I was like, yes, like finally. I feel like we didn't really have those too many in my era.
Yeah,
it was like Samantha Mumba or whatever. That was it. It's Scary Spice.
Are you familiar with this group that I think you are, because I think you liked the post that I saw, and I was like, I was yesterday years old. That soft rock group that are all siblings that Jay-Z.
Oh, Infinity Song. Yes,
yeah.
I've been playing them lately.
I was like, why ain't nobody tell me?
They're dope. Like I like it. I think they're
so cute.
I haven't listened to all of their music yet, but I just started integrating like what is it? The Haters Anthem.
Yeah.
And they have one other song that I started playing. But yeah, I want to really dig into that. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I love it. I'm like, I love an alternative. Alternative black people make me so happy.
Yeah.
like I love it.
I love it too.
Yeah, I want to dig into it. It looks dope.
Yeah. I wish I remembered the name of this one artist that I discovered recently, but she is like I love the Black House, like the vocal Black House, and how that's kind of like re-emerging now.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man, it's giving me life, because like I was all on the Crystal Waters and all of that. Look, man, I used to love listening to the early '90s, like all of that. What was the shoot? Why can't I remember their names? I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with remembering.
It was
artists.
House.
It was House. They were called the Something Factory.
Oh, CNC Music Factory. Not CNC Music Factory.
I used to love it.
Gonna make you sweat till you bleed. Is that dope enough?
Listen,
Indeed.
I thought I was doing something.
Yeah, I was into all that. I was really into like dance music back then.
Yeah, the dance.
And Black Box, everybody, that was my jam.
Everybody.
Now, how do you feel about what they're doing now with like the New York, or is that Jersey, whatever, the drill music? And they're doing it. It's giving Azalea Banks. Of course, Azalea Banks paved the way.
But yeah,
Azalea paved the way for rapping over House, as far as I'm concerned. In this new.
She's than Bad Shit on Fire, but her music is dope as
I don't care. Yeah, I love Azalea Banks. I don't care. But they there's some new people that have been coming out. Like they rapped over it's a Gypsy Woman. But it's giving a Azalea Banks vibe. But I mean, to me, they don't rap as good as Azalea Banks. They're not touching her. Oh, but it's kind of a resurgence of that kind of like that 212 era or whatever.
I love it.
And I like when things are like reimagined.
Yeah,
it's like it's not exactly the same, but like I've been getting into that too. I like where it's going.
Yeah, me too. I feel like even though, because Drake put out that album, and then Beyonce, of course, came out with her,
Yeah, everybody on the same.
Everybody's kind of on that same wavelength at this point. But
I feel like they're all connected. They know. They're like, okay, it's time to put out some house songs. Let's just go with the vibe. And whatever the world's doing, I think it's all connected, too, to, like what's going on socially and politically, I think affects the kind of music that gets put out as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's why we're seeing a R&B resurgence right now, because the world is just trash.
Is so crazy. Like,
we need love.
But that's so crazy to me for people to say that R&B isn't a resurgence, like it died. And I'm like, R&B never really died. It's just that it was hard to find because it wasn't mainstream anymore. But it never really died just because it wasn't being played on the radio. There were still plenty of R&B artists who were holding it down and still doing it. Like,
I feel like it's shifted.
Okay. In what way, though?
I don't know. I feel like what we knew R&B to be in like maybe the 90s or even the 80s, like or I guess is adult contemporary, is that R&B?
Yeah.
Do we consider that? Yeah. I just feel like the adult contemporary era was like a lot softer. Like it was just like
okay.
Like your Anita Baker's, your Babyface, your Kim.
Got you, yeah.
Or what have you.
Yeah, now it's all about, you did me wrong and fuck that.
Very Mary J. Blige. I feel like Mary J. Blige paved the way for that.
Yeah,
or it's straight Jodeci with like, we're going to go straight into with the sex. But I guess Marvin Gaye did that too.
He did.
Like that was very Marvin Gaye.
Even with,
Barry White, all them.
Yeah, but Jodeci still came out very traditional R&B. Like, I think they jumped into that more in like their second album with the whole Freaking You and all of that stuff. But the first album was like, what was the song?
Yeah, Forever My Lady.
Forever
and
My
all
Lady,
that stuff.
And
I hated that stuff. I mean, it was about like it was a beautiful song, but for a teenager, and then thinking that they're teenagers, I'm like, why are we singing? I'm like, I don't want to hear about these babies right now.
They wrote, but actually they didn't either.
Healthy and strong.
Because Al B. Shore was the one who changed that one line. So you have it, my baby.
Yeah, I'm like, huh?
And then they credited him for writing the song, and I'm like, no, they came to the deal. Like Casey said on Tank's R&B podcast, they had all of those songs written, and he just changed that one line, and they were against it.
He was like, put me on cash me out.
Yeah, he was like,
where's my job? I need to be doing that.
Instagram with narratives like, yeah, he wrote this about Kim Porter, but I was like, that man didn't write that song. All he did was change that one low line, and they didn't even want him to do that. So can y'all stop? And that's another thing that just that grinds my gears on Instagram when they be putting out these random like facts. They just be making
making stuff up and people run with it.
Yeah, it was a song. It was a video. And a song that Mary J. Blige did. Was it Not Today with Eve? And I think that was on like the Breakthrough album. Was it the Breakthrough album or was it the... I don't know, not the Breakthrough album. It was the one where she had on the red. She had on the red lipstick and a jacket and the glasses. I forgot the name of that album.
I don't remember because I was gone by then. I was just like, I'm done.
Aww.
Yeah, I only made it to the first probably 3 albums.
Really?
And I was like, well, I don't see myself out.
That was the one that had Pharrell. She had Pharrell on that album. Like, she had quite a few people on that album.
I gotta go back.
And Dr. Dre is the one who did that because I think that's the same album that Hateration Holleration's on.
I hated that so much.
That song had to grow on me. I ain't even gonna hold you up. But he did the Not
I don't like
song
beats
too.
like that. I just don't like that kind of beat. So it was already losing for me.
Yeah.
But it's an iconic moment in video.
Yeah.
Like that hair and outfit is ingrained in my brain forever.
Yes, of course. But the Not Today, so somebody put up on Instagram, Mary J. Blige wrote this about what's his name? KC. And I was like,
KC.
I was like, she was
like that
married
was
to
this was way like what about Kendu?
Like she was married to a whole nother mush face nigga.
Like, yo, get y'all young asses off of here. Like, were you there? Were you in the stew with I was there. No,
you wasn't shooting with us in the gym. You wasn't there when the album released. You weren't there.
Like, did you watch the interview when Casey dissed her on live TV?
Thank you. Like, I don't even think you were born. If you were, you were in Pampers and your mama was still breastfeeding you. So what are you talking about, child?
Like I was watching video, so.
Thank you. I literally commented on whose child is running this page
like,
because they are misinformed.
Yeah, that makes me mad on TikTok. Like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just throwing random stuff out here.
There.
Just for some views. Beat it.
You wasn't there. You wasn't on your floor in your room in high school listening to the album, listening to the tape, rewinding it, pulling out the whole little insert to read the lyrics and the liner notes. You wasn't doing that.
At all.
You don't even know what liner notes are.
They don't know the struggle.
So please be quiet. They don't know. Listen, they don't know the struggle of not having lyrics and having to rewind and listen back to figure out what they were saying on some of them songs.
They don't know what a cassette tape is, baby.
They don't know nothing about a cassette, baby. Nothing about it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Lord.
Yeah, that's another. Let me add her to the list. Let me go back and listen to Mary's albums, because after a while, I was like, oh, this is too grown for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to have a good time. It's depressing. No thanks.
I mean.
But then I also didn't like. Yeah, I didn't like the whole. I don't know why. It's only certain kind of auntie music I like. But when it got to when I like what I see in the mirror, like, I don't like that. Like, I didn't want to, which just fine. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, every time somebody asks for that, I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I like it. But
it's a bop. Now I'm thinking like, well, it's kind of a bop. But I still.
It's a little boperation.
At that time, maybe I had to reach a different level of auntie to appreciate. Because I was like, I don't want to hear this, Mary.
I was really mad at the video though. I was just like, this is all we get? Like, ooh,
I don't remember what she did in that video.
Nothing but dance around in a circle.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like she was trying to do the Michael Jackson off the wall. I feel like that's what because when it makes me want to move. Yeah, she was trying to give us the Michael Jackson mirror vibe.
I never even thought about that. No,
because it's right here.
I just really think that she decided to fund the video, and it was literally just, we got 2 backdrops.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many artists like that at one point was just like, I need to give that off the wall vibe. And they always do that same kind of setup. So I just assumed that's what she was trying to do. And I was like, oh, it's a...
Speaking of, good segue. I didn't know they were doing a MJ biopic now. Or biopic.
I saw something about it, but...
So they announced some of the cast members. And I thought it was quite interesting. First of all, I didn't know it was going to be directed by Antoine Fuqua, from Training Day.
Yeah.
Wood. I was like, okay, so they got a black man directing it. Wonderful. But his nephew, what's his name? Jafar Jackson is playing him, like adult MJ. And then they have this little kid named Giuliano Crew, who's playing young Michael.
So this is supposed to be like his full life?
Yeah, because they're going from young to old. And then they have Coleman Domingo, who's playing Joe Jackson, who works. It works for me.
Hello. Yes.
It works for me. It works.
I'm like, ooh, hello.
It works for me.
I just want,
It works. Okay. And then they got Nia Long playing Katherine Jackson. And I saw they put their pictures side by side, and I was like, oh my God. That was like their favor.
Okay, see, I need to stop doing this, because I'm like, immediately I went to Angela Bassett. Like, girl, you could never. You would never. I don't want you. I don't want you. Like, Nia, you could never, okay? But all right, we'll see. We'll see what she brings to the table. I'm curious to see.
I mean, it's not. I know it's not gonna. What was it called? The
American Dream. Yeah, that's a whole different. That was like a mini series. Yeah, that was a whole different thing.
So I know it's not gonna be American Dream.
We had Jason Weaver. Like, that was a.
I know.
my Jason.
He was such a good young Michael.
Man, I love Jason Weaver.
Me too. Shout out to Jason Weaver. How you doing?
How you doing? So, funny story.
Yes, bring it on.
When I went to Chicago, like, super young. Like, I had to be like early 20s.
Okay.
And we went to Chicago. We were out at some party, and Jason Weaver was standing outside, but I could not figure out who he was. And I was just like, Ray J. This nigga looked at me. This nigga was mad as fuck. Okay. He looked at me like, bitch, how dare you?
No, you didn't.
And I did. I was like, who is it? It's like, it's Ray J. But it was back then, like, Ray J wasn't even, like, Ray J was, like, just a fresh face on the scene. Like, I don't even know, what year did Moesha come out? Like, was he on Moesha yet? I don't know. But it was, like, early music Ray J.
Okay.
I loved Ray J's first album. I don't know how we got here.
Wait a minute.
Nah, before
that.
No, he had a song called Let It Go that Rasan Patterson wrote.
Really?
That shit is a bop. That was his first song.
Hold on.
That is still my song.
Because what?
And you can hear Rasan Patterson all through that song. Like, you can hear him on the background vocals. It's a vibe.
What?
Brandy was in the video blowing bubbles. Like, I still remember.
Let me see if I remember this song. I don't think
it's young Ray J.
It's called Let It Go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. It's still, this is my favorite Ray J song. Then wait a minute. And them the only two. Those are the top two.
Loud, ta-da, watch out now. Yep. It's the little one and it's not the Bow Wow.
Not Bow Wow. It's not.
Oh, it was on the Set It Off soundtrack.
Ah, I love this. It's so good. It's a really good song. Like, Rasan Patterson did his big one on that one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do remember this song.
Oh, it's a bop. I'm gonna get a car and listen to this.
I do remember this song.
I love this song. I love it. This the Ray J that I love.
Come on, giving the Christian Southern airs.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that old school quartet feel.
And then it had that old like club party vibe.
Yeah. The juke joint.
Yeah, it was always a juke joint. I'm like, I want to be there.
I forgot all about this song. Wow.
He ain't made nothing else that sounded like this.
Oh, of course not.
He was like, that's enough of this. Hey. You get down and ready to party.
You're right. He's all in the background.
He was like, this is my song.
He was like, I'll just give something to you that I already wrote and I already recorded.
Mm-hmm. Can't do nothing better, so let it go. Oh, it's a bop.
On the floor, don't you know? I do remember this song. Okay.
This is my favorite. Lose control. They did that.
Okay. I'll listen. I'm
like, add it to the playlist.
Add it to the playlist.
I love that song.
Okay. I forgot all about that song. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So anyway, Michael Jackson.
But yeah, so they didn't say when that movie is coming out, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to know who they're going to have to play Janet and all the other siblings too.
But, I'm sure it won't be anybody that we know.
But somebody said that somebody put up Halle Bailey as playing Janet, and I was like,
I guess they got I forgot the dude's name. What's the fine's name again? Joe Jackson. I'm like Placido Domingo. Yeah. No, I'm like, this sounds like, is this coming out in theaters? Like, this sounds like a big budget movie.
Yeah. I mean, they got Nia Long and yeah.
Well, they might be able to get some celebrity kids in there. That would be cute.
Well, listen, they already got MJ's nephew, Jermaine Jackson's son, playing him. So,
playing Jermaine.
No, playing MJ.
So it's Jermaine Jackson's son. Oh, that's interesting. Now that's interesting.
It's very interesting.
With the Jermaine and Michael beef. like, how'd this happen? That's interesting. I guess that's fast. I guess
it'll be authentic. I don't know. But
that's funny.
Yeah, but they showed a picture of him and he looks like he does look like he's related to him. But Antoine said he couldn't resist casting him for the part because he literally has the essence of Michael Jackson. I was like, well, we'll see, because he don't look exactly like him. He looks like he's related to him, but he don't look like him to me.
That's
but
what
I'm sure when
me.
they put him in the makeup and the swag and all of that, he probably will resemble him. But
as long as it's not Flex, I mean, we're fine. As long as I feel like anything is better than that.
Why would you sign up for something like that? Flex, please give me a call. Call us on the podcast and let's have a discussion about why.
Call me now.
Call me now.
Everybody wants
please,
to know.
And let me know why.
What would make you?
What? Just like old girl that played Nina Simone.
You're like, he would. Oh, man, I died laughing. Like, I watched it just to laugh. I enjoyed myself cackling.
I didn't even watch it.
I watched it because I wanted to cackle. I was like, they tried it. They really tried it. Like,
she had on a whole prosthetic nose and everything.
Man,
I'm like,
terrible.
Girl.
Like, you don't look nothing. Like, what reason?
They had to put on a Bozo the Clown nose on you for you to play this woman and spray paint your whole entire body.
Yeah, it's giving. And you would do it too for a check. That's what it's giving. Like, why would you do this?
It's giving. I was inspired.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You look terrible. Yeah, it was bad. Like, you should watch it and just have a good time, because I don't
even know what.
It's actually funny.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it might just be the one scene. I might be bigging it up, but it's just funny looking at her look like that.
Yeah, she.
I don't know. You'll find it.
Photos alone, she looked hella ridiculous. I'm like, I'm not about to watch this. This is crazy.
But it's funny too, just because Nina Simone was so mean. So it's just like in the scenes where she was going off, like, I was dying. Like, I was like, this is a mess. Why did she do it? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to know how much was the check? How big was it for you to embarrass yourself like this? I mean,
I really want to know. And Flex, you let us know too. How big was your check?
Like, did you build a new deck? Like, were you able to get to redo the kitchen, or like what was the check looking like?
But isn't that the same man that did Homeboys in Outer Space?
But that's a classic. We still talking about it. I don't remember nothing that happened. I know it existed, but I feel like that's a classic moment in Black History. It's Black History Month, baby.
Right, it is Black History. I did watch
Homeboys in Outer Space. Like, if we could have all these random white shows, we don't know what's going on. Bring us Homeboys in Outer Space, okay?
You're right. Put
it on TV.
I'm surprised it's not on BET Plus right now.
We needed to see black men in outer space.
In other spaces.
Let us know we could go. We could be in NASA.
And other than playing basketball.
Come on.
We had Homeboys in outer space. Come on, somebody.
Fun fact, like... NASA enrollment increased by 50%.
Ooh.
In black people. No, I don't know. I have no idea. That's a lie.
All I know is that NASA, I like y'all logos, and anytime I see NASA on anything, I have to buy it.
Oh my God. Like, you're that person buying those Target
I am.
NASA.
Yep, and when H&M made one, I bought it too.
I was like, why did this start? That was like a random trend. I was like, why does everybody have a NASA shirt on?
I remember seeing Ariana Grande with like an oversized NASA sweatshirt on. I was
I love that era.
I want one.
I guess we're still there. I love that era. The Ariana era where the giant oversized sweatshirt with the thigh-high boots. Mm-hmm. Love it.
I still love that look.
Oh, that's so hot to me.
I love mixing like a little bit of tomboy sexy.
Yeah, it's giving chic. Walk of Shame. It's giving like, I love it. That's the energy. I like it. Just an oversized t-shirt, some heels. Like, you just put on his sweatshirt and then like, I just woke up.
Right, let me carry my heels.
Let me go to Coney Island right quick before I go home. I have to go to work.
Put on my shades so you can see my my smeared mascara.
Right, don't look at me. That's what it's giving.
Oh my goodness. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation with you. I'm going ahead and wrap it up. So
you're like, and that's that on that.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, we're under an hour, so that's wonderful.
That was a good time. We cackled.
It was a good time.
We came, we saw, we cackled.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
We came, we cackled.
Because listen, I ain't conquering nothing, but I for sure am cackling at everything.
You gotta conquer something.
No, I don't give a damn.
Beg to differ.
All of this mess is crazy and going to hell, but I'ma laugh at it all. But you gotta come back.
I will.
Especially when Tammy is here. You gotta come back. So
yes, please.
Cackle some more and have a good time.
That was fun.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into the Lyrical Scene. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.